I told you we are going to be talking about it. This is Ghana exhibition. And as you all know, the date is drawing nearer. And it's important for us to keep talking about it and also presenting our sponsors to you. So in the studio with me is Frema Edunyami, Head of Events and Partnerships at ChannelOne TV. And Judith Blay, Department Director, Contracts Administrator at Petroleum Commission, Ghana, and also Dr. Edward Apia Brafor, Manager, Corporate Affairs at Petroleum Commission, Ghana. You're all welcome.
Thank you.
How's everything?
Everything is going well.
Okay. This is Ghana exhibition.
Here we
From
are.
where are we?
So we are just a few days away from This is Ghana.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for the opportunity. And preparations are really ongoing. We are just waiting for next weekend.
Yeah.
That is the 31st of August and 1st September, just to roll out what Ghana has to offer to the world.
Right. So now, Petroleum Commission, like I was discussing with you earlier, Doctor, that I never knew that the Petroleum Commission will actually be, you know, interested or even in the same basket when it comes to SMEs or startups. Yeah. So why are you part of this year's This is Ghana exhibition?
Yes, it is everything.
Okay. So, thank you. Yes, I think that you're right to think that Ghana's upstream petroleum regulator and SMEs do not occupy the same space, but it will interest you to know that we occupy the same space. We have occupied the same space from the inception of Ghana's oil and gas production.
Right.
So we're here partnering with you because we want to give opportunity or kind of highlight the opportunity that exists in our industry for SMEs in Ghana, for us to dispel this notion that our industry is only for very high-end investment. There are opportunities for the small business. So this year, we're partnering with you to showcase what we have and for SMEs to know about our industry. So we are excited about that opportunity. But I think you'll give me the opportunity to talk about who we are.
Yes, definitely.
So we are the Petroleum Commission. We are the upstream regulator. So we regulate the upstream industry. The upstream industry simply means that industry that looks for the oil, explores, and then once we found it in commercial quantities, produce it. And when we produce it, the end product of our work is crude oil. And then onward, we go to another stream, mid and then downstream, and it becomes petrol in our tanks, in our cars. But we look at it from exploration up to where we have exploited crude oil.
Right.
Now, the history of Ghana's upstream industry is that earlier on, way back in about centuries ago, we all explored oil, but the actual hitting of oil in commercial quantities for us as a nation started in 2010. It is in 2007 when we found oil in commercial quantities, because you could find oil, and if it's not in commercial quantities, you can't produce it. So we found oil in commercial quantities in 2007, and by 2010, we have come out with our first oil. It just means we're producing oil. When you start an industry, you need to put processes together for the administration of it. So government, in its wisdom, set up the Petroleum Commission to do exactly that. So we came about by an Act of Parliament, Act 821, where Parliament gave us a mandate to regulate and manage the upstream industry. The bottom line is for us to do everything to ensure that the oil is mined in an optimal way, in a sustainable way that benefits all of us as Ghanaians. So that is our big mandate. Now, within that big mandate, there are a lot of functions. We have engineers supervising the technical bit of the industry. We have environmentalists looking at safety of the operations. And then we have the group that does the economics of it. You know, how do we get what our share is, because it's heavily laden with foreign investment. How do we get ours as a people? We have people at the commission who look at the economics of our industry. Then we here today, we talk about local content. That's where upstream meets SMEs.
Yeah.
Yes, so we'll talk about local content. How does the Ghanaian benefit? How does the Ghanaian participate? How does the Ghanaian company participate? How does the Ghanaian employee who has the capability work in the industry? So that is the local content. So within the big mandate of Act 821, because we had been given the function to regulate it in terms of local content, we came up with a regulation, an LI, the LI 2204. And that's what we use to do the work of local content in the industry. The focus of the LI 2204 is to primarily give first consideration to Ghanaian goods, to Ghanaian services. So goods manufactured in Ghana, services provided within Ghana first. Then for any qualified Ghanaian, gain employment within the industry before any expat or foreign company does. And then to also ensure that if there are any foreign players in our industry, that we provide adequate training and expose the Ghanaians, so that eventually what we want is to have 100% Ghanaian content in our industry. So that is what we do as a regulator in terms of local content.
Right. So, Doc, what are some of the areas that Ghanaian businesses can take advantage of in the upstream industry?
Yeah, I mean, the industry is laden with a lot of opportunities. We have the very high technical area. We have the services areas. We have the mid-technical areas. So if you take the very high technical area, we are talking about seismic data acquisition, seismic processing. We're talking about drilling of wells. We're talking about completing wells. We are talking about providing high-level technical services to the industry. We have services such as banking services, insurance services, meet and greet services, and a lot more that Ghanaian businesses can take advantage of. As Judith rightly said, this industry is deep-seated knowledge base. If you don't have knowledge and capacity, you can't really do much as an organization, as an individual. And so we as Petroleum Commission are mandated to ensure that Ghanaian businesses are adequately trained through joint venture arrangements and others that Judith will talk about later, to ensure that the Ghanaian businesses are adequately empowered to be able to take the commanding heights to a large extent. And that is the end goal that we are looking at. But for now, we're talking about they getting learnings, training, to be able to understand the industry, and then later on, take up the industry. So that is what we are doing for local businesses. And we are all out looking for next weekend, you know, to be part of the This is Ghana exhibition. Yes.
Right. So are there specific sectors or innovations that actually excite you? Because this excites me, because like I said, I never ever imagined that the word SMEs, businesses, startups will be in the same bucket.
Yeah, I mean, you're not alone. You know, I would never put SME and Petroleum Commission in one sentence. I don't see how it works, you know. But after listening to Judith, after listening to Doc, you know, and when we started our meetings and looking at the seminars that are coming up, I realized that, look, we talk about unemployment, but there are a lot of opportunities that we are not taking advantage of. You can't blame us. It's also because we don't know. Because I didn't even know that an SME, I mean, a lame person, in quotes, you know, has any business with Petroleum Commission. I mean, oil and gas sounds so technical. I feel I have no business whatsoever. Even if they teach me, I won't know, you know. but
it would take a long time.
A very long time. But I'm realizing that there are other areas, that you can tap into. So I sit back after everything that I've heard and ask myself, okay, so I'm a journalist, I'm into production, what can I do?
What can I
and
do?
you realize that they also have videos you see. Somebody is taking those videos. Why can't it be you? Somebody is feeding the workers over there. Why can't it be your catering house? So I believe that this seminar is very, very key, especially with people who want to now take up entrepreneurship, to a different level. And I believe with what I'm hearing, if anybody can move into oil and gas, then I really don't see which area we can't access.
Exactly.
Because everybody can do something. You might not be in the mainstream or the upstream dealings of the whole thing, but the other areas that we can take advantage of. And this is why you need to come, because sitting at home, had it not been This Is Ghana, you probably wouldn't meet Doc anywhere, you wouldn't meet Judith anywhere.
And you wouldn't even hear this.
You wouldn't even know, know. So we'll all be walking around with Petroleum doesn't concern us. It doesn't concern us.
It's their thing.
Absolutely. So I think that this few minutes won't even be enough for us to exhaust everything that you can do. And that is why it's important that next weekend, they are coming in. Come ask all the questions that you have. I mean, it sounds so bougie, to say that I'm in the oil and gas industry. I mean, being in the industry is being in the industry.
Exactly.
Whether you are the engineer or you are the one providing food, we are all in the industry.
That's right.
So I think it's about time we change our way of thinking, our way of learning. Let's take the steps. Let's go out there. Learn something for yourself. Ask questions. It might be something very small in your space that you are contributing, but very, very vital.
True. Now, obviously, during those 2 days, there are going to be seminars. And obviously, one topic of the seminars is how to access opportunity in the oil and gas industry. But apart from that, are there any programs that the Petroleum Commission actually undertakes to help build SMEs in the industry?
Yes. There are programs. First of all, I'll also talk about our annual local content conference. We've held that in Takoradi over the past 10 years. Last year, we celebrated the 10th version of local content conference. It is something similar to what we're going to have, the SME, but that is a conference that brings together all the players in the upstream industry and even international players, because mind you that this upstream petroleum industry is quite international. All our neighbors now, exploring, and even some of them are producing. So we get other participants coming in. But the focus of the conference, and let me announce that we have an upcoming one on the 2nd to the 4th of October at the Best Western Hotel. I think now it's called the Western Serene. It's changed names, Western Serene in Takoradi. It's also a good opportunity for SMEs to come and meet the big guys in the industry. It's a networking opportunity, and there's a wealth of knowledge that is exchanged during the conference. And so I also invite the SMEs and all of Ghana to come if you really want to know about our industry, and if as a local company you want to play in it. But besides that, in the Petroleum Commission, we have a dedicated department, the Business Advisory and Enterprise Development Department, set aside just to take care of SMEs, just to build their capacity. So we organize workshops, even when there is a tender that is going on, we actually bring them in and show them how they can, win the tenders, how they can bid the different parameters, requirements that the contractor needs. We do that. We hold SMEs' hands and ensure that their capacities are built to compete. And what we've also done is that there are some goods and services that are reserved for Ghanaians. The law is, and it's in law, it's in this Bible of mine. I brought it because it's a long list of goods and services that we have reserved for the Ghanaians. So for instance, catering. No foreign company can go close to catering. And catering contracts are significant. Like you mentioned, the guys on the rigs and the FPSOs have to eat.
Exactly.
And so catering is also available. We have logistics, meet and greet. We have transport. We have insurance. The law requires even the foreign companies to have insurance that's in Ghana, banking. You have to have some account with the local bank. You have to have medical services in Ghana. So there are a lot of services that we have reserved. That procurement of bolts and nuts, even some. And then we have mid-technical level. Ghanaians are doing that. So we're not only doing the low-hanging fruits, and I mean Ghanaian companies are not only doing what we call the low-hanging fruits, like the catering and the logistics and stuff, but we are also at the mid-technical level where we have Ghanaian companies doing things like tank cleaning. It's a technical thing, but we've built capacity for that. We've built capacity for the Ghanaian companies. If you go to Takra, there are a lot of yards doing fabrication, basic engineering services, some drilling services. So we've come down from the top, the very high-end seismic drilling and all those very technical. And we, over the 10 years, with our intervention, because we have objectives to ensure that Ghanaians are partaking in our industry, build capacity through technology transfer, through skills transfer. So if you're a foreigner and you come and we give you opportunity to work here, we ensure that you train Ghanaians. We ensure that you exchange technology so that in the end, by the time you go, we have Ghanaians who are capable of doing it. An example is when we, COVID, all the expat companies left. But we had built enough capacity that the industry didn't halt. Here we are, it's still ongoing. So we do all those things to benefit Ghanaians. So we are really excited about this cooperation, and we look forward to next week.
So, Doc, how can a Ghanaian company, especially an SME or startup, register to do business in this industry?
So by law, any company, whether it's local or foreign, that you'd want to operate in the upstream sector, you have to register with the Petroleum Commission. And so that is a key thing. So once you come in, there is a packet that you obtain, and it's I think 100 cities of something, and then you go through the process, you fill it. But then there are other supporting documentations that you have to add, and because once you come to us, we are expecting that you must have fundamentally registered with the Registrar General's Department, obtained your necessary regulatory permits, SNITs, and other permits, then you bring to us. So once you come to us and you complete your form, you submit, we go through that process and say that, well, everything is well done. Then because there are a number of departments that touch on even one application. HSC touches on that, local content looks at it, finance looks at it, and some other departments. So when everything is said and done, the finance department will then issue an invoice based on the level of business you want to participate in, and then you pay that, and then we give you the permit. And that permit allows you to work in the industry. And so without that permit, you go to TALO, you go to ENI, they throw out the tender. You may think that, oh, let me just go ahead and bid. In the course of, or the process of time, it will catch up with you. That where is the permit from Petroleum Commission? If you don't have it, it means you don't have your wedding garment. You'll be thrown outside the banquet.
And to add on, if you permit me, Doc is saying that because the process of even contracting is such that all the companies that are registered at the commission, when a company like TALO, because you mentioned TALO, wants to procure something, the first point of call is for them to come to the Petroleum Commission
to cross-check
and get a vendor list. So if you don't register, you're not on, you don't have opportunity. So the first thing to do if you really want to be part of the industry in terms of business is to come and register with the Petroleum Commission. That way you have opportunity to gain contracts or get work.
And following up with what Judith said, that brings us to the point where we don't have general merchants in the industry. So once you come to register with the commission, you must indicate the level of activity that you want to engage in. So you can't come in and do everything from A to Z. So with what Judith rightly said, if Tullow wants to throw out a tender, the first point of call for them is the commission to obtain a vendor list. And the vendor list is to let them know who is registered with us providing this kind of service. If it is catering, if it is machining, whatever. And then the PC will now go into the database, get all the companies that are registered to provide that service and gives it, will give it to Tullow. And so if you come in and you say that you do everything, I mean, you can't. You need to
You can't be a freelancer.
You need to pitch your tent somewhere and then identify an area that you think you can perform well, and then you come in and you register.
Right. So coming back to you, obviously you're the head of events and partnership, and obviously you deal with a lot of people. In fact, you're like the face of this whole event going on right now. So you deal with a lot of companies and a lot of individuals. Can you share some of the success stories we've had from This Is Ghana exhibition?
Well, Chris, so This Is Ghana is like a roll call of Ghanaian companies, all right? Once you say that you are a local business, you need to be there because it's an assembly of everything Ghanaian. We target micro, medium, small, the very large companies. You have to be a Ghanaian company. And once you're a Ghanaian company, This Is Ghana is where you need to be, because it's a period where we bring the service providers, the manufacturers, everybody in contact with consumers, right? The Ghanaians often say that we are not producing anything, but I also ask, where have you been to? All right? And that's the most unfortunate part. We don't tell our stories well enough. We are quick to promote, to support foreign goods against us. And so with This Is Ghana, we've had a lot of companies come in, share their stories. Those who were very small companies now have grown. Some are exporting. Some have formed partnerships.
Wow.
Okay, so because you come in, you didn't know that Petroleum Commission was could give you all these opportunities. So now you come in. The good thing about This Is Ghana is access to the people who matter. Decision makers. So for instance, you walked this morning to Petroleum Commission and say that I have a question, I want to go and talk to the executive director. It doesn't happen anywhere. It won't happen. You can't just go and say that I saw Doc on TV, I want to go and talk to Doc. It doesn't happen. But the beautiful thing is, once you are This Is Ghana, you have direct access to all of them. If you have your questions, write them down. If you have your application letters, bring them, because this time you're not going to meet the front desk executive who probably is going to flip your letter somewhere. You meet Judith, you say, Madam, I saw you on TV. You said ABC. You said you can help SMEs. I am an SME. Give me the support, So this is what we are talking about. Get to know all the details, all the opportunities. Others have taken advantage of them. People have gone ahead to win government contracts, some corporate contracts, because they were on this they were at This Is Ghana exhibition. Apart from that, you see, what people don't also factor in is the fact that you just pay your money to come and exhibit, but throughout the year, we are advertising your business on TV. And that is one great opportunity for you to tell the world, okay, look at how far ChannelOne TV, gets to. You haven't paid for the DSTV subscription, but you are being advertised on. You haven't paid, the marketing guys, but we are advertising your business. So it's a great platform for businesses to take advantage of. As citizens, we all the time talk about making Ghana a better place. This is our own contribution. Come in there, see what is available. Bring your children. The change we need will have to start with our children. Let them develop our local taste. Let them know that we have good things in Ghana. Let them want to work in Ghana when they grow up. Give them that hope, that excitement. Oh, wow, I saw somebody, exhibiting this kind of innovation. I also can do this. Let's have our musicians there. Let's have our hospitality industry players there, manufacturers. People think that a made in Ghana car, and really, why not a made in Ghana car, but a Japan car? It belongs to some people. We need to now develop that taste for made in Ghana product, from cosmetics to fashion to all the big companies like the Petroleum Commission that you probably until now thought you had no business with them. We all have business with them. Ghana belongs to all of us. The oil, whichever way we will also benefit, we will be in there. You might not own a car, but you can be cooking for the people. You might not own a car, but you can be supplying the bolts and nuts, okay? Some of us probably would just get a car. It will come down for us to get the petrol, you know. So whichever way, just make sure that you are tapping into all these opportunities. And there are many. Look at the number of people who are coming, okay, from the Petroleum Commission to the MTN, to the Auto House Clinic. I mean, so many people are coming. Be there, know how you can. I mean, you want to go into business, come and talk to those who have done it, okay, and get motivated, get inspired. Come and sit down, know how you can manage your finances as an SME, how you can package your product, your service.
That's one thing.
To the beyond the borders of Ghana. You know, some of us are just running around in circles. We are local champions. We are just waiting for how to get visa and go outside. And sometimes it's just tiny things, you know, that we are missing. So if you have experts who are coming in to direct us on what we have to do, it's very important. They are coming. All you have to do is just to give us a call, 0205-973-973, 0205-973-973. Register and be part of the seminar. But if you are just coming in, you know, to have a look at what is being exhibited and all,
and network,
just get up, come. Bring your family, bring your friends, bring your colleagues. Just come. This is how we can tell the Ghanaian story.
Right. I'm actually very excited about it, and I'm sure Nana Tufo will also be excited about it. Let's hear what he has to say about the This Is Ghana exhibition.
Chris, I mean, over the years, if you've participated in the This Is Ghana exhibition, the fact that we have repeated exhibitors alone is a success story. You understand? And it's beautiful seeing an assembly of Ghanaian businesses, Ghanaian manufacturers, Ghanaian service providers coming together to showcase what it is that they're making locally, but for global consumption.
Right.
And it's absolutely beautiful to see. But then the unique thing also is the seminars that we're putting out there. Listen, you might be in your own corner somewhere, your own space, doing your own little thing, but it may be restricted to that locality. If you come and participate in the seminars, then you get to know the opportunities that are open to you. And it's eye-opening. If you are there, you sit there and you're like, so why have I been wasting all these years?
Yeah.
You get it?
Yeah.
There's so much to learn. So we entreat everyone to come. Don't just show up, register for the seminars, participate in the seminars, and let's build Mother Ghana together.
Yeah, and interestingly, there are 2 sessions for the seminars this time around. The morning session, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m., and the afternoon session from 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. So you might not have time in the morning, but definitely you might have time in the evening. So there's something out there for each and every one of you.
And there's something else that I need to add. You know, so over the years, so this year, This Is Ghana is 5 years. You know, over the years, we've always looked at it in strict, you know, business terms and all that. It looks like patrons of Back to Village Food Festival always get the excitement, the fun aspect. And so this year, with This Is Ghana exhibition, there will be heavy entertainment. You know, we have bands also coming in as well, just so that we come in. At least you sell small, you exhibit your stuff small, you see your mass small. You know, so it's a whole family day out. You know, so it's very important. It's going to be very exciting. Yeah.
I think this has been a very interesting
Very.
And then I'm sure people out there are also excited about it. But thank you so much, Judith. Thank you so much for joining us in the studio. And thank you so much, Dr. Edward.